What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Fix this fucking camera angle. There we go, square. Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about being honest. Fucking camera angle, it's still not right, is it? Is that better? Yeah. There we go. Today we're going to talk about being honest. And honesty is not something you see regularly in the fitness industry, actually in the world in general. I mean, there's a lot of people saying a lot of stupid things and just flat out lying to sell products and stuff like that. And I want to talk about this in life in general. Don't fucking lie. Just be honest. But it can actually help or hinder someone's progress if you're, depending on how honest you are with them. Now, a case in point, there's an individual that and asked me to look at them. They were probably 2 weeks out from a show. And I, did the quarter turns and stuff. And I looked and said, okay, here's the deal. You got about 12 to 13 pounds left to lose. You got 2 weeks to do it. If you don't lose that weight, you're not going to be in shape for the show. You won't even be as good a shape as you were for the previous show. So you're not even, matching what you did, let alone besting it. And that's the whole point. You want to be better than you were before. And, the look I got was just like, how can you say that to me like 2 weeks out? Well, because it's the fucking truth. Now you have two choices. You can either not listen to me and live in the fantasy world where you think you're already in shape, which I've done in the past. Don't get me wrong. I've been completely fucking delusional and listened to people around me that were like, oh, you're ready, you're ready, you're ready. And then I got on stage, I was like, what the fuck? Or you could take that advice, which I've also done in the past, put your fucking nose to the grindstone and fucking get it done. 12, 13 pounds in 2 weeks has been done before. It's not fucking magic. It's more work than you've already done. It may cause a metabolic adaptation, but you fucking need to reverse diet out of that. You need to do what you need to do if you want to be your best at a given sport, period. That's all there is to it. But, it hasn't always been like this. A lot of times when I was younger, people would see me, and as a teenager, I remember Anthony DeRezzo as a teenager, he would just be like, he was like, oh, we got to get you leaner, leaner, leaner. And then he asked me when he was like, how old are you? I was like, 19. He's like, oh, man, you're good then? Don't worry about it. I was like, well, why are you pleased? Like, I thought you were in the men's division. For the men's division, you need to fucking be harder. Like, the teenage division, they're a little bit softer. And I was kind of like, okay, so, he was being hard on me because he thought that I was going to be going against better guys than I was going to. And there were other people at the gym where, they'd make comments like, wow, you're getting in shape, or, I'd say stuff like, wow, this is the best I've ever seen you look. Now, they may not have a trained eye. So, hey, bro, what's going on? Yeah, he's all snorting all over the place. They don't have the trained eye. So they look at you and they say, well, he looks better than he did, a few weeks ago. Hey, buddy. Yeah. But, they don't really see, is he competition ready? So then you start listening to these things, and next thing you know, you have your own kind of world that you've created, where I'm ready for the show, and you start telling people stuff like I'm 2% body fat, and you get caught up in it, and you're fucking so delusional in your own bullshit because of things that people just weren't honest, or they didn't know enough to say, you know what, you should be fucking training harder, you need to be in better shape. Now, as I get a little bit older, I met other people, and this is a good example. I'll mention him by name, Ron D'Alessandro, who you guys can Google him. He's a bodybuilder that's been around for a long time, respected on a lot of levels. I flew out to California, and they were like, Maryland, you're from Maryland? I was at the gym, they're like, oh, Ron there with the blue eye? They knew Ron in California. That's how, that's how he rolls. And when I first moved to Maryland, I met Ron, and Ron took a look at me before the show, and he said, you're not ready. You need to get ready. Stop licking your feet, buddy. He said, you need to get ready. You're not ready. And in my head, I was like, man, I'm fucking better than I've ever been. But he knew. He said, your competition you're going to be going up against, you're not ready. And then maybe 2 weeks out, he looked at me and said, all right, you made up a lot of ground, but you still got a lot more ground to cover before you get to the show. So I was like, man, this guy's, he's a hard ass. The fuck. But what I realized when I got to the show that, he was right. He was right 100%. And it wasn't a dick about it. It wasn't like, dude, you're still fat. You fucking suck. He was honest about it. And I asked him, I said, hey, I told him later on, I said, thanks for, just telling me flat out not what I wanted to hear, but what I needed to hear. And he said, straight out, he said, me lying to you is not going to help you. He's like, you're not going to look any better by me kissing your ass. You're going to look worse. Because then you rest instead of pushing. You kind of pull back instead of pushing because you're like, oh, I'm already ready. He's like, and that's not the case. And I realized at that point, I said, you know what? He's right. A lot of times, as a trainer, you feel compelled to tell a client, wow, you're looking better. When the client, am I looking better? Am I looking better? And meanwhile, they haven't lost a fucking pound because they've been pigging out like crazy. They skip fucking workouts every week. They're not doing cardio. They're not doing anything they should, but they want to hear, am I looking better? Of course they're not looking better. But, as a trainer, when I was younger, you'd be like, oh, yeah, a little bit, dropping a little weight, whatever. Now it's to the point where someone goes, hey, am I looking better? And I'm like, you haven't done your fucking cardio. You haven't done your diet. I did my diet. Well, how come my buddy over there saw you at the fucking restaurant drinking 5 glasses of wine, fucking 2 bowls of ice cream? No, you're not following your fucking diet. And you're missing training sessions. You're calling in and fucking canceling 2 out of 4 sessions a week. No, you're not looking better. Matter of fact, you might be looking worse because you're eating worse because you think you're looking better and can get away with it. You know, and they go, you know, but now I found that there's so many people that bullshit that because I talk like that and because I'm honest and because I just flat out say it's not a personal thing whatsoever, it's not personal. This is literally a business thing, and it's to make you better at what you're trying to do. Because I'm like that, more people want to ask me, more people want to hire me, more people want to hear what I have to say. Because they know, like, well, you know, these people will say I'm ready. Let me just hear what Jerry has to say. And I tell them, they're like, if I say they're ready, they're like, oh, okay, cool, you know, thanks. That means a lot. And I'm like, really? Because no one else told them the truth. So I guess the basic story of this kind of went or moved around a little bit in this video. The basic story and the message in this video is don't lie to people. Don't lie in general, in life in general, because think about it like this. What's the one thing that when something blows up that somebody always says? That, look, I wish he had just been fucking honest with me. I wish he had just told me the truth and then we could fucking deal with it. But when you don't tell the truth, things get fucked up, and next thing you know, it's a giant mess. So stay in school, be cool, tell the truth. You're not going to be helping anybody by lying to them. So biosafetraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biosafetraining.com is a blog. I'm Bios3 and I approve this message, and we're out.